To review the papers, the journalist Nabila Ramdani and Kevin Adams, celebrity fitness expert. Welcome to both of you. And Kevin, it's the first time we've seen you this morning, so Happy New Year to you as well. Tell us what you've got to start with.
Got a story on Ed Miliband having a major U-turn on scroungers. So his party set it up so that people couldn't actually go out and work. People that wanted to work couldn't work because the benefit system allowed them to stay and feed their family, but if they went out to work, they wouldn't have enough money to feed their family. So now he's having a massive U-turn. It's a massive U-turn, and he's saying, we should get rid of the spongers and get these people out to work.
Oh, interesting. You wonder whether the focus groups have got to him a little bit, don't you?
Yeah, well, I think they have got to him. But the thing is, though, I can understand why he's frustrated, but he then, in turn, is frustrating because all these U-turns are not giving him. He's not sending out a clear message. I need a clear message for him, one that I can understand. He's singing a Barry White song in some kind of rock voice. It doesn't work for me. Not right. If you're singing a song, sing the song, but really not doing it.
I'm glad we managed to weave in Barry White this morning.
I played it on the way in today in the car, so I thought
Brilliant. You've worked that in beautifully. Nabila, what do you have for us?
A sadder story, really, on the front page of The Observer. It's essentially a major independent report which is expected to recommend this week that helping terminally ill people to commit suicide should be made legal under strict new safeguards. And so this is a hugely important story, and I think perhaps it's all about an increasingly aging population which can no longer, which is no longer prepared.
They feel pressurised, Nabila, into sloughing off the coil if they feel that perhaps it's what their relatives would want. I mean, once you change the law and make suicide legal, I wonder if some people will feel encouraged to take their own lives.
Yes, absolutely. I'm sure the legislation has been worked out for all the right reasons, but there will always be those who inevitably, might think that it is the thin end of a very sinister wedge, and it raises all sorts of moral issues when a society decides that it's okay to kill people in certain circumstances, and you have all sorts of ethical issues thrown up as well.
I think it really is difficult. Having been with someone when they were going through the latter stages of cancer, terminal cancer, you can see that they can see the burden that it has on everyone around them, and they want to ease that burden, but I don't know.
It's tricky, isn't it? We're all grappling with it. We really are all grappling with it. Okay, well, look, we're going to just take a commercial break. We've got some stories coming up that we're talking about very shortly indeed. Let's give you a flavour of what they are. How Big Ben became the star of the New Year's celebrations. Also paying a high price, how Russell Brand's divorce could cost his wife many millions of pounds. Review the morning newspapers, the journalist Nabila Ramdani and Kevin Adams, celebrity fitness expert, whose two beautiful daughters are just off set. We might try and get them in a little later on. To Syria, though, first. Nabila.
A very sad story indeed. A harrowing account, in fact, of two boys effectively being tortured by security forces in Syria for organising protests using loudspeakers and effectively documenting the crackdowns and smuggling videos and disseminating information to foreign media. And you've got all sorts of, appalling details of how they're being interrogated, hands tied behind their back, use of electricity shocks to get them to acknowledge their activities as well. And this is just, a snapshot of what's going on, a tiny portion of the situation in Syria, precisely because foreign journalists are not allowed in, and because of the repression of the regime, not only on demonstrators, but also a crackdown on media blackout.
Well, our colleague Stuart Ramsey was one of the few journalists to get in. It's worth remembering that, I suppose, and it's certainly occupied our thoughts many months and will do, I'm sure, in 2012. Kevin, to Big Ben and last night's events.
Absolutely stunning. I loved it. Normally on the world stage, when it comes to the fireworks, we don't really do a good job. It's kind of like we're like a poor relation. We don't want to spend too much.
Remember the Millennium Eve?
Oh yes, that was really disappointing. Australia was absolutely amazing, but look at that. 12,000 fireworks, 500,000 people watching them. Stunning. Proud to be British. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. It's a good news story.
Yeah.
I get tweets all the time about the fact that, there's never anything that's really good. We don't really say anything good, and that was absolutely stunning. It had an Olympic theme to it. This is the year of the Olympics. Good things going to happen for the country. Really looking forward to it. Positivity all the way.
You gave us a good vibe for about 30 seconds, and now I'm going to talk about celebrity divorce. Okay.
Yes, it's actually a very sad story, in my opinion, about Russell Brand divorcing from his Russell Brand and Katy Perry divorcing at the end of the year or in the new year. And I don't quite like the way the Daily Star phrased the terms of the divorce, saying the comic will rake in the dosh in a 50-50 split, saying that he might make £20 million out of his divorce. I think that's a very sad way of phrasing it, because if you look at the couple, they're really lovely people. They're entertaining characters, and I think it's first and foremost a hugely sad story. You know, people
I do
splitting
worry
up.
slightly in the week that Sinead O'Connor managed to get divorced after, what was it, 16 days of marriage, and a fourth. But sometimes we look to celebrities for guidance and role models, and what we get is anything but bar humbug.
I don't know. I think these two are actually in love. I don't know about Sinead.
They're not in love anymore, are they?
Well, no, they're not. But not making it to 3 weeks is one thing. But these guys seem to be in love. They worked at it, and
Julian's wincing. Julian's got that look.
There was a lot of speculation there in the papers that it wouldn't work. They were never on the same continent. They spent, I think, a month together for their entire marriage. So,
I think some of the best marriages are lived in 2 separate rooms. Do you not think?
No, absolutely not.
That's
no.
in your house.
Your missus is just moving out, actually.
Okay, I can hear the door closing now.
To Rosie Huntington.
Rosie. Another good news story. Rosie Huntington-Whiteley, they're on holiday in Miami in a bikini and with Jason Statham, who looks like the cat that's got the cream. It's a good story because I just like the picture. And why not? Indulge me.
No, I'm just trying to look for the, what's that, a whole lot of Rosie?
Yes.
I believe that's what they call, in English literary criticism circles, a pun. A really bad one, actually. We ought to just point out, we were hoping to get them on set, but you've brought your 2 beautiful daughters in. I wish we'd find a camera that could actually show them. They've got their best frocks
They
on.
are gorgeous.
Come on in and take a pew. We ought to explain that Kevin was running a bit late this morning, so his daughters had to come in with him.
Yes.
So, Happy New Year to both of you. Oh, you're going to sit down with them?
Yes, they are.
Fantastic. What lovely dresses you've got. Absolutely lovely.